Okay, you've learned how to work with text, visuals, and data. The only thing that remains now is bringing it all together into one clean, cohesive design. There are a few important concepts that are vital to any design, not just in presentations, that you want to keep in mind. The first is creating visual hierarchy. The reason it's important to create visual hierarchy is to emphasize and reinforce the main points in your message. Here are some tips in order to accomplish that. Sizing is everything. If all text in a slide was the same size, they'd all compete for attention and a viewer wouldn't know what to read first. You want your most important elements to be scaled larger than surrounding elements. It's one of the easiest ways to draw a viewer's eyes towards one piece of a design. Throughout this course, we've discussed blurring background images and placing text over top. Well, a big reason of that is because the hierarchy it creates. This will really make the text in the foreground pop off the page and grab a viewer's eyes. Soon thereafter, they'll recognize the background image. You can make it appear as if the background image is far beyond the text or right behind it, depending on how much you adjust the photo's blur. Another way to create the illusion of depth is by properly using color. If you have a dark background, warmer colors will appear closer. It's the opposite for lighter backgrounds. In such cases, cooler colors will pop off the page just a little bit more. Just a couple more things to consider when it comes to your color choices. Now, by doing these things, you may have already noticed how it naturally brings contrast to your image. The more contrast created, the more importance given to that item that stands out. As humans, our eyes are naturally drawn to difference. We'll notice something that stands out before acknowledging how it fits in all together with the rest of an image. With our examples, black and white was the primary color before an addition of color was brought into the mix. That color sticks out like a sore thumb, bringing importance to that element. Using proper alignment is another method to draw a viewer's eyes towards a design element. The align tools in any design software should really become some of your best friends. Most design visuals align in the center of the frame, while paragraphs on paper align to the left margin. The biggest thing to consider is maintaining balance. Place your elements with a purpose. Don't just throw them on a page. It'll come across like it's a cluttered bedroom. And remember before when we were discussing pairing text with visuals? Well, here's another pro tip. We're accustomed to reading from left to right, so put your text on the left and the visual on the right. It'll look something like this. The rule of thirds is an alignment technique that will help you achieve balance as well. With this method, divide your composition into a 3x3 grid. The grid will have 4 intersecting points. Place your important visual elements at those points. It'll be off center, but this is proven to be aesthetically pleasing. Consider these examples and you'll even see it when you put the news on your television. Reporters are taught to put their interview subjects on camera using the rule of thirds. And one more way to achieve hierarchy is by using negative or white space. White space lets a reader's eyes relax. Not every design needs to be loaded with different elements. As I've mentioned, often the most powerful images use white space to truly emphasize one detail of a presentation, or they can even tease what's to come in the following slides.